JR on the keys.
Dogo Chali,
mfalme wa parodi huyo.
Tuchinje jogo, tupige shere, siasa zimeisha. Kazi tupige Kenya, tujenge, tusieke siasa kwa roho.
Na isikuti imeiva.
Kazi tupige Kenya, tujenge, tusieke siasa kwa roho. Wacha ujinga, unawekena ni hii siasa kwa roho.
Sura tumekunja.
Wacha ujinga, unawekena ni hii siasa kwa roho. Faida ni kwetu wa Kenya, tuliweka amani wakati wa kura. Viongozi muache kulala, muanze mipango, ahadi ni deni. Gachagua tukuisimu, I swear. Ruto tukuisimu, I wonder. Ruto tukuisimu, I mama. Raila tukuisimu, I baba. Kenya kwanza ama Azimio, sisi wote damu moja. Kenya kwanza ama Azimio, sisi wote sura moja. Gachagua tukuisimu, Ruto tukuisimu. Bei ya unga na ianze kushuka, ya mafuta pia ianze kushuka. Na mshahara yetu ianze kupanda. Fanyi kazi wache kufinyika. Kazi tupige Kenya, tujenge, tusieke siasa kwa roho. Kazi tupige Kenya, tujenge, tusieke siasa kwa roho. Faida ni kwetu wa Kenya, tuliweka amani wakati wa kura.
Hata kama meduka mbao,
muache kulala, muanze mipango, ahadi ni deni.
ati tuende tukafanya ukulima.
I swear. Ruto tukuisimu, I wonder. Ruto tukuisimu, I mama. Raila tukuisimu, I
baba.
Kenya ama Azimio, sisi wote damu moja. Kenya kwanza ama Azimio, sisi wote sura moja.
Sura ni black kama kawaida.
Ruto tukuisimu, leo tunakemea.
Keji ya unga kufika 250. Wiuraya
Tunakemea.
Uenda sopi na tau narudi kwa nyumba ukiwa nono.
Tunakemea.
Kiare kutuongezea tax, tumechoka. Kusudu wakanua leo.
Kazi tupige Kenya, tujenge, tusieke siasa kwa roho. Kazi tupige Kenya, tujenge, tusieke siasa kwa roho. Faida ni kwetu wa Kenya, tuliweka amani wakati wa kura. Viongozi muache kulala, muanze mipango, ahadi ni deni. Gachagua tukuisimu, I swear. Ruto tukuisimu, I wonder. Ruto tukuisimu, I mama. Raila tukuisimu, I baba. Kenya kwanza ama Azimio, sisi wote damu moja. Kenya kwanza ama Azimio, sisi wote sura moja. Gachagua tukuisimu, Ruto tukuisimu.
Mastered Production. JR on the keys.
Dogo Chali,
mfalme wa parodi huyo.
tuchinje jogo, tupige shere, siasa zimeisha. Kazi tupige Kenya, tujenge, tusieke siasa kwa roho.
Na isikuti imeiva.
Kazi tupige Kenya, tujenge, tusieke siasa kwa roho. Wacha ujinga, unawekena ni hii siasa kwa roho.
Sura tumekunja.
Wacha ujinga, unawekena ni hii siasa kwa roho. Faida ni kwetu wa Kenya, tuliweka amani wakati wa kura. Viongozi muache kulala, muanze mipango, ahadi ni deni. Gachagua tukuisimu, I swear. Ruto tukuisimu, I wonder. Ruto tukuisimu, I mama. Raila tukuisimu, I baba. Kenya kwanza ama Azimio, sisi wote damu moja. Kenya kwanza ama Azimio, sisi wote sura moja. Gachagua tukuisimu, Ruto tukuisimu. Bei ya unga na ianze kushuka, ya mafuta pia ianze kushuka. Na mshahara yetu ianze kupanda. Fanyi kazi wache kufinyika. Kazi tupige Kenya, tujenge, tusieke siasa kwa roho. Kazi tupige Kenya, tujenge, tusieke siasa kwa roho.
kama ametupa mbao.
Muache kulala, muanze mipango, ahadi ni deni.
Ati twende tukafanye ukulima.
I swear, Ruto achukui simu. I wonder who achukui simu. I mama ila achukui simu.
Baba tunaosaidia
ama Azimio, sisi wote damu moja. Kenya kwanza ama Azimio, sisi wote sura moja.
Sura ni black kama kawaida.
Ruto chukua simu. Hasa leo tunakemea
KG ya unga kufika 250. Wiuraya
tunakemea.
Uenda sopi na tao narudi kwa nyumba ukiwa nono.
Tunakemea
Kiare kutuongezea tax, tumechoka. Kusudu wakanua le
kazi tupige Kenya tujenge, tusieke siasa kwa roho. Kazi tupige Kenya tujenge, tusieke siasa kwa roho. Faida ni kwetu wa Kenya, tuliweka amani wakati wa kura. Viongozi muache kulala, muanze mipango, ahadi ni deni. Kasha kwa chukui simu. I swear.
Another Friday that we are here again in another culture show with me, Valerie Nagara. There are a lot to discuss, probably last Friday and all other episodes. And today we are here again and we are very much happy to have you. It's a nice Friday, chilly and a very cool moment to have you here. Na kama kawaida, nilisema the culture show we are talking about the African culture in diverse. Tunaongelelea yani zile tamaduni za Kiafrika ambazo saizi na with the digitality that has come up, many people have deviated from the cultural practices in Africa. Na watu wengi they have adapted the Western culture, and that's why we came up with this show, the African Culture Show, to make people appreciate and to make people love the African culture. No matter how it sounds, no matter how it is, people should be able to appreciate their culture and love it no matter what. Now, all the last episode we discussed about the Kikuyu culture. Now, I'm sorry, today I was to have a guest, the Kikuyu guest, but he couldn't be available for today because of unavoidable reasons. But I promise that next episode I'll be having Mr. Njoroge here and talk to discuss about the Kikuyu culture. But today I'm having another different topic, a very nice topic. We discussed its first episode, leo tuko episode ya pili na najua itakufurahisha ambapo we're discussing about the African culture. Previously tulikuwa tumeongelelea the Luhya, tukaongelelea childbirth and naming. So far tumeongelelea the Luhya childbirth and naming, the Gikuyu childbirth and naming, and the Iteso childbirth and naming. And we also talked about some bit of the Maasai culture. And today here we're talking about, you're going back to almost the parts of Uganda, in the western region of the country, that is in Busia County. We are talking about the second episode of the Iteso culture. First, tulikuwa tumeongelelea birth and naming of the Iteso culture. Leo hii tunaongelelea the initiation and the marriage ceremony, and these are the practices that are done, for example, dowry and everything that are done in the Teso community. As I told you, Tesos are mostly found in Busia County. This is in Teso South and Teso North constituencies, and they originally came from Uganda. These are very prominent people in the nation. Women, ladies and men with brains, hardworking people, very energetic persons in the nation, the people that are very known in the country. And the Teso people, you know, some people may ask, like for example, last time when you discussed about the first episode of the Teso culture, I saw from your comments, mtu aliniuliza hao ndio ni Waluhya ama Tesos are Nilotes, they are part of the plain Nilotes. Now the Iteso language, we can compare it to Maasai, Samburu, you know, but Luhyas are Bantus, despite the fact that they're almost of the same place because they all come from the western part of Kenya, that is in Busia. There are these regions that accommodate the Luhya part of the county and the Tesos. The Tesos are mostly accommodated in Teso South and Teso North. These are parts of Amukura, Magoro, Malaba, and some of them, in fact, they are 50% majority are found in Uganda. These are called the Iteso in Uganda, the Karamojong, you know. You used to learn these people in history back there, but they're really existing, and they are very prominent people in the country, the likes of Okia Omtata, the likes of Yvonne Okwara. They are very many big and prominent people from the nation, from the Teso community, whom we should appreciate and love. And today we are having a discussion. How are these people carrying out the initiation ceremony? How are they carrying out their dowry? How are they carrying out their marriage ceremonies? Talk about the wedding and traditional. How are the Tesos carrying out these things, you know? things are different. Things are turning about with the digitality that is coming up, and the Iteso community is part of it, despite the fact that wengi wao wako mashinani. People wengine wanasema in Busia hao ni Waluya bado wako, but these people are really maintaining their culture. Huwezi jua saizi because of the digitality and everything. Saizi watu wengi wamekuja Nairobi kutafuta kazi, but still we should appreciate our culture because it's the one which brought us up. The moral values and everything that are carried out in their cultures should be appreciated, and kila mtu afaa akuwe ana appreciate culture yake. Ikawa wewe ni Mluya, wewe ni Mkikuyu, your culture should be a key, and there are very moral things that are taught in the cultural practices hapo nyakati za kitambo and everything. And that's why I like you to send your comments down there. Unataka tuongelelee nini? Leo nakwambia tuongelelee initiation, dowry and the marriage in the Iteso community. Unataka tuongelelee nini? Which is the next episode you want us to discuss about in the African culture? If you want to talk about the Luya, the Agikuyu, and I've told you that next episode I'm coming up with the Agikuyu initiation ceremony and the marriage, of course. We will be discussing Mr. Njoroge back in the house again. And I hope you'll be blessed. I hope you'll love it because it's a good show where we are teaching people of the moral lessons that you have to learn. We're teaching people to appreciate their community and their culture. And I really like Africanity, in everything. Being an African and appreciating your culture, appreciating who you are is the best thing that one should do in every situation. So today we are discussing about the Iteso initiation ceremony, how they used to do it back then, and the years, not now. Nowadays initiation ceremony is all about circumcision in most communities. In fact, hata Waluya siku hizi wanaenda hospitali. They don't carry out the traditional initiation ceremony as it used to be before. But today I want you to learn. I want you to understand how these people are carrying out the initiation ceremony. Not all the communities were doing circumcision. Circumcision just came up after watu wameanza kuona, maybe itasaidia mtu akuwe na nguvu za kiume, maybe itasaidia mtu, maybe ajue apate mtoto and everything, those sorts of things. But the Iteso community didn't do circumcision in the past. The Iteso people in the initiation ceremony, mostly both the women and the men, in fact it was done in both men and women. Hakukuwa na easy restrictions, the likes of FGM and everything, though the Itesos hawakuwa na practice FGM. Itesos used to shed two front teeth in the upper jaw, both the men and women. There are very specific people in the community who used to do that thing. For example, in a community, there are very many different communities, sub-clans in the Iteso community. And one clan, wanatafuta as something called an age group. The people, for example, who wamezaliwa September, maybe from September to December, that's an age group or an age set. So these people will undergo the initiation ceremony together, and they're done with the elders in that community, in that particular clan, where these people wanaekwa in a place and they are taught very moral values. For example, how to be a father. For the men, after the teeth were being shed, mnaeka kwa nyumba, mnaekwa kwa room. It was fun, but imagine ukutana na mtu wa village yako alafu mnaanza kufunzwa kuoa, and maybe you are dating his sister, it was fun. Sasa mtu anakuambia unasikia yeye ndio uchunge dada yangu vizuri. It was those people couldn't mess at any point because walikuwa wanapata all the guidance that is necessary and all the advice from the people in the society, from the old men. Walikuwa very respected. Kuna watu walikuwa na hiyo kazi, specific duty in each community. Ilikuwa na mtu, those wise men in the society. Wangekao vijana mahali wanawaambia, now you are a man. It was done, by the way, it was done at the age of from 15 to 20. Hapo hivyo, mtu bado ni mdogo. Kinyangefunzwa tu ni hunting, kuchunga ng'ombe and kulima, these basic things. But once I turn 15, that's an age set. All the other boys in the village wenye wako kwa age yake wangechukuliwa, they're put in the same room, not necessarily a room, in the house, where they're being taught everything about their community. And mostly, that's the stage where a boy alikuwa determined amefika adulthood, not like today penye mtu akifika 18 ndio amekuwa an adult. Back then, mtu akifika 15 years old, bora to break voice, you are an adult and you can give birth, you can have a wife. So after the initiation, mulikuwa mnaekwa penye mnaongeleshwa, you are told that maybe when you get a girl, this is what you should do. This is what you should do to provide for the family. This is what you should do when you get in danger. This is what you should do, for example, when you meet some other obstacles. Obstacles are there in every situation. Hata kitambo ilikuwa dokta na mtu maybe huyu amekukasirisha, huyu amekufanyia nini, how you should control yourself as a man, these some of the things that they are being taught, how to provide for the family. Mtu akifika 18 na hata anaanza providea mama yake kabla hajaoa, and that's why people then walikuwa na have very successful marriages. Issues of divorce were not there. Issues of early marriages and early pregnancies were not there. These boys were being taught before the age of 17 ama 15. Ikifika hapo wewe ufai kuonana na msichana, hata usimsalimie na mkono. Say hi to a girl from a distance, and these things ilikuwa inawasaidia sana. They keep quiet and they know how to maintain themselves and they know how to keep their words. And maybe, for example, what has popped up in this generation, mtoto wako form 1, mtoto anajua tu the issues of boyfriend and girlfriend and all those shit. Ama siku hizi unajua mtu anafanyanga initiation hata akiwa like 7 years. Not like before. Sasa mtu akikuwa mkubwa anajua tu ako fiti, ako vizuri, anaweza fanya. But back then in the Teso community, before mtu akue hizo meno zikuwe shaded off, angepatikana even close to a boy ingekuwa taboo, and mostly walikuwa wanakuwa chased out of the society, mnakuwa chased out of the community because that's lack of discipline. And in most circumstances, huyo kijana alikuwa anapewa punishment na wazee, the men in the area, because that is against their community norms. But nowadays, the generation, why should we just people embrace the reality of our culture? Westernization imetukula sana. The issue of boyfriends and girlfriends, like nowadays dating is like ni kama ni normal, but back then ingekuwa taboo. For example, mtu angefukuzwa kwa community, mtu hangekubaliwa kufanya anything because that is against the tradition of their community. And that's why when the test was when a woman wanted to get married, when a woman was to be initiated after meno zimengolewa, that lady or that girl, it's a girl by the age of 13, a woman alikuanga at the age of 13, wanatafutawa kashosho, shosho anakaa na wao anaongelesha, like anakuambia mtoto wangu ukifanya hivi, ukipata kama mtu nampikia uji. I know the Tesos, as I told you before, they really adore the brown ugali because cassava is their staple food, and these people really, that's one of the basic things that they were taught when the girls were being taken to that chamber after initiation. Wanafunzwa ugali mzuri inapikwa hivi ndio unaserve mzee, at the age of 13. Yote imekukwa na masomo and everything. Even nowadays, squeeze ukikutana na msichana mteso anasema ugali ya mihogo mimi siwezi kula. But that their staple food, a real Teso should take that ugali. In fact, na nyama. And it's very sweet, by the way. I would advise you, kama uko konje ndio ugali ila diabetes, go take it. That's why the ladies from Teso are very strong, and they are ladies with brains. Like nowadays, digitality has turned about everything. People, hata siku hizi ugali ya mahindi imetolewa minerals paka ileti ugali. Luyas only understand this thing. And I really like the Tesos to appreciate their ugali, like the Luyas wanapenda ugali ya mahindi. Because the thing is sweet, by the way. I won't lie. Go try it yourself because go cook it. Kama una niambie ni connect kama Teso kamoja kata kupikia. Those ladies, I know they are being taught a lot of things. Those ladies are being educated. Those ladies are strong women of substance. I know those ladies wanaweza kufanyia everything. Ladies from the Teso community that is in Busia County. And as I told you, are talking about the initiation ceremonies. It was done in both men and women of that community. Kifika the age of 13 and 15, as I've told you, mtu anaenda anatairiwa. And in fact, a ceremony is done in that age set. Those boys in the community, after the initiation, there is a bull that is slaughtered, the blood is shared among them, and the meat, like that is the sweetness of belonging in a Teso community. Everything is just a celebration. Meat, lazima nyama ikue, lazima ugali ikue. In fact, they eat in the matawi ya ndizi. I don't know how you call it in your vernacular. That's what they use at their dishes. Rekiwa hapo hivyo nyama na ugali yako ya mihogo. It looks so delicious, And that's why those ladies are very strong. And they give birth to very strong and bright children. Go get one from the Teso community if you want a wife. Get me, I'll connect you, by the way. Najua wengi. My sources are from the Teso community. Another thing I want to tell you about the Teso, how they conducted their dowry ceremony. When a lady ameshamaliza initiation, anataka kupata kwa mtu bwana. And mostly they will marry from intercommunity marriages. For example, there is a clan called Ikarok and Ikamarinyang. When a lady maybe wants to get married, he can't marry a fellow Ikarok from the Teso from that clan. It was considered a taboo, and maybe you're marrying your brother or your sister. Na mtu akipatikana hivyo angekuwa chased away from the community, ama anakuwa married to a very old person as a discipline for your immorality or your behavior that is not accepted in the community. So these people, they will find a girl from in the same village but from a different clan, ama a boy mwenye amefika umri ya kupata bibi ama ya kupata familia. So the plans of dowry were being made. Huko unapeleka ng'ombe, wezi katia msene yenyewe kama hujafika bei. I know these people are also pastoralists in a way, despite the fact that they are farmers, they are also pastoralists. So ng'ombe and all these kind of things, the cassavas and everything are always there. So these people wangekuwa natumia hiyo cassava leave alone the cassava. The cassava they wangeshaga unga, the flour, and then wanapeleka to the wife's home. If that's a man, if a man wants to get married, anashaga unga ya mihogo and a cock, and several cows, not less than 10. Kama sezi mtu anapeleka mbuzi 4, hapana. Unapeleka ndume kama 10 na kike zingine hivi 15. That's to show the quality of that woman, the quality of that lady you want to marry. And that's why a lady should always, men in that community were always very good, and they were very responsible if they wanted to get married. And they're very more to discuss about the Iteso community. There are a lot of things to discuss. I've just tipped you about the dowry. So send in your comments, send in your questions. We're going to take a short commercial break. You're coming back with more still in the Iteso community. Kuna mengi nyatujongelelea, by the way. Send in your comments. Ask me all the questions you want to ask. Nakuja kuwajibu zote because I've done research on that community and I love it. So stay tuned. Let's talk a short commercial break. When I'll be back, I'll be reading your comments and I'll be telling you more about them, how they conducted their marriages and wedding. Stay tuned.
Kenya kwanza ama azimio, sisi wote sura moja. Gachagua chukua simu, Ruto chukua simu.
Master Production.
Hi guys, naitwa Nimrod Kimathi, nilikuwa student Jewel Professional College, nimesomea electrical engineering, telecommunication option, then nikasoma media production, nikakuja nikapata attachment hapa Mwangaza through Jewel kututafutia. Tulikuwa mimi na my friends tukapata hapa through God's grace, na right now niko na job hapa, nafanya job hapa kama director, technical director, and Jewel Professional College is the place to be. Kaa kuna msee yako pale home, umemaliza form 4 ama unapanga kumaliza form 4 na unashindwa utaenda wapi, nitakwambia kuja Jewel. Jewel hapa ni wenye tunasikia ni professional, watu ma lecturers wote ni professional, everything hapa inafanywa professionally. Ukimaliza course yako unatafutiwa attachment, haijalishi ni course gani umefanya. Kuna mabeshti wangu hata wamefanya hospitality, wameenda 5-star hotel. Welcome, usijali, everything is good here. Kila kitu iko poa, environment friendly, kila kitu iko poa, godly, na tunashukuru Mungu kwa yote. Jewel College imenijenga, karibu Jewel.
thank you so much for keeping it JPC Digital Television. We're back again with the Iteso community. And as I told you, previously we discussed the initiation ceremony and part of the dowry. So lazima tuendeleze. Mbona you send in your comments na nazijibu zote. Continue sending them here. Remember, it's Jewel Professional College in our Facebook. We are streaming live right now, and also in our YouTube channel, Jewels of Journalism. Sending your comment, your question, whatever thing you want to ask about how the Iteso people conduct their marriages. Just hizi watu wengi mnataka kuoleka. Soko ni chafu. So if you want somebody from the Iteso community, sending your comments, nitakutetea hata kama unataka kama mtu. Niko na connection by the way. Tuma swali, tuma jina, hata namba, letter. I'll send it to a beautiful girl or a handsome and hardworking man from the Iteso community, because those people wanakulanga ugali ya mihogo, wanajua kufanya kazi, and they are very bright, and they are very men with their intelligence, you know. So I was telling you about the Iteso dowry. I told you the cows are taken and everything. So after those things have been taken, you know, there is a ceremony that is done to welcome that woman into that new home. Leave alone the wedding. Hiyo si wedding. Hiyo ni meshapeleka mahari. So the paternal family, not really the paternal family, the family from the husband, you know, wanakuja kwa kina bibi, wanaleta ng'ombe, wanachinja, wanaleta kondoo, wanachinja and everything. And that's a ceremony of its own, you know. They conduct. Now in that ceremony, the man mwenye anafaa marry from that family anakuanga always not invited. So the brother will always take part. It's a taboo for that man kuonekana kwa hiyo boma kabla ajoe huyo msichana. So what they always do, they conduct the brother to the upcoming, you know, husband of that family, or the in-law. That's a better name to use, the in-law of that family. Then that brother atakuja and represent in that ceremony, and all the things are done there, the talking. And there is one thing I didn't tell you. Wakati wazee wameenda kudiscuss story ya dowry, when wamepeleka dowry kwa kina msichana, for example, the girl's family asked for 20 cows, you know, maybe 15 bulls, alafu na kike 5. And then the men family maybe wanaona hapana, 20 ni mingi, tukana 15. So in that negotiation, they want to discuss the elders from the girl's family and the elders from the boy's family. The time wanaenda kwa kina familia ya huyo kijana, they are not welcomed in the house until the negotiation is done. Most of the time wanakuanga wamekwa nje, hata sometimes hata kiti hailetwi. Tuletea kitu yenye tunataka sisi, tuko na mali mzuri, you know, the negotiation and everything. So they won't sit ama they won't be welcomed into the house until they have negotiated. Hii ndio ng'ombe zenye tunaleta, hizi ndio mbuzi tunaleta, this is the amount of money we are bringing for your daughter, you know. And ikienda hivyo maybe wakose kuagree hata kama wamekuja, you will go back if you are not welcomed until the day that you will be prepared to meet the expectations of the girl's family, you know. Sitake mtu kama hujajipanga. That's why I'm telling you, these people, they are hard task to look for a lady. Si rahisi. Si kama stay ya sasa mnakuja unajikinga mvua unabaki kwa nyumba. In the Iteso community it was tough and it was strict that ukikuja kama hata you are less with one calf, utaona huyo msichana, hata mtaingia kwa nyumba. In fact kama karibisho huko nje ya compound until when you meet all the expectations or you negotiate with the family. That's where PR comes in, public relations and everything, all sorts, you know, kuongeleshana. Mimi mzae mimi niko na ng'ombe 15. Msichana wako hata hajafika campus. Sio anambia mimi nimemsomesha hadi form 4, nataka ng'ombe 20. Those were the things they used to do. And you know, in those times haikuwa na masomo, so they will brag like, my daughter is a virgin, so I want 20 cows for my daughter. She's beautiful, she'll give birth to very beautiful and brain children. So you anasema msichana yako hata siku nyingine nilisikia kesi yake and everything, you know. The negotiation should work out, and when it is done, they go into the house. I don't know if you know this brew called busa. That's the brew that the Iteso community adore so much. It's part of their traditional norms. It's part of their culture. That in every celebration in the Iteso community, that busa, they call it ajon in their vernacular. The Iteso people themselves. It's always there in every, hata kama ni harusi, hata kama whichever thing, even the child. But in fact, mtoto akizaliwa, as I told you before, the first meal yenye anapeanangwa in the Iteso community is that busa anaonjeshwa. Sasa anaanza kuteiga akiwa hivyo siku 3. So after the negotiation is done during dowry, wanaingia kwa nyumba, and then that lady, you know, busa is taken. when that pot is being put there, wanamwaga maji and everything, the hot water, hakuna chakula, ni busara tu inasaviwa. So that lady mwenye afaa kuwe married ndio ataenda a change maji yenye the wazee watakuwa na kunywa, so that they can see, is our lady smart enough to prepare this thing for our son? Is this girl good enough to prepare the busa we need for our son? You know, that's some of the things they use to choose your woman. Hata ugalinyo atakulea mihogo, that lady should prepare it so that they see yenyewe she's ready to be a wife and she can serve. That serving of busa and welcoming, kupeana mlija and everything, stand by that lady mwenye anaenda kuoleka, so that wajue nyaka ni kairetu, aka ni kasichana. In fact, in the Iteso community they call kasichana apese. You know, apese umefika, yeah, you are a nice girl, you know. And those were they will assess you, the way you enter, the way you present yourself, the way you greet them, the way you welcome them. You know, those are some of the etiquettes that girl must have been taught during the initiation ceremony. When was they having a ceremony, this is how you serve them, this is how you talk to them, this is how you address them. And those are the qualities that these was they are looking for. Hata kama wamepeana ng'ombe 20 unajua yenyewe she's worth it. But saizi kama mtu kakomia ka 15 kashafanya. That's why I'm telling you guys, always appreciate our culture. You know, it's always good. You know, I'm seeing people have sent in their comments, majority of you. For example, naona Emmanuel Masinde kutoka Korea anasema, thank you so much Val, the show is hitting, I'm watching from Korea. And anasema the Iteso community is very good and I've married away from there. So this is an experienced man. Amesema ameoa msichana kutoka Iteso. Wait, thank you so much Emmanuel. I'm seeing another comment from Ian Nahungola. Hey, you have a name, brother. Anasema Val, mimi nataka connection from the Iteso community. Ningetaka msichana huko. Mzae kama unataka msichana kwa Iteso community, look for cows, tafuta ng'ombe. I'll connect you, by the way. They are very beautiful and hardworking girls out there. Anasema mwingine anasema Esther naona anasema show iko poa Val, and next time tafadhali tufanyie wa Kikuyu. Tunataka kuona vile tunaoleka. Esther itakufanyia ya Kikuyu next time. That's the next episode I've promised you. I'll be here with Mr. Njoroge once again. We'll be talking about the Kikuyu culture. And who is this? Anasema anaitwa Andrew Mcute from Iteso. Anasema thank you so much for appreciating our culture. You know, it's been long. Na watu hawajatutambua. Waambie how good we are. Andrew inawauza huko nje. I'm telling you guys. And I know you are very bright people, unaona Andrew penye huko tuuze, tell your people to subscribe and like our page from the Iteso community. We are telling you that these are very intelligent people out there, and they are people with brains, very hardworking men. Hapa Andrew, you are one of them. Si wale wa kucheat. Mwingine anaitwa Pauline Teller anasema thank you so much Val, show iko sawa, tunaiwatch na we like the culture. Let's always appreciate our culture from Africa. Let's just always appreciate and take note of the Africanity and everything that goes around. So this has been the Iteso culture, how they practice how they take their dowry and how they carry out the initiation ceremony. There is a lot to discuss about the Iteso community. There is a lot to discuss about the Iteso culture, but we're going to share it with you in the upcoming episodes. But next episode, next time, next Friday, same time, same place, I'll be telling you about the Agikuyu culture, how they do their initiation and the dowry. But for today, that's up there in the Iteso community. Thank you so much for keeping it JPC television, digital television. Make sure you subscribe and like. Make sure you share our link at Jewel Professional College in Facebook, where we are streaming live right now, in our YouTube channel, Jewels of Journalism. Make sure you send in your comments. We're gonna fulfill them. Kama huyu ameniambia niwafanyie wa Kikuyu, I'll be there next episode carrying out the Kikuyu culture. We are here because of you, and help me appreciate and spread love in the Africanity and the African community. Thank you so much for staying with us until now. Bye bye. See you next time.
Hello guys, kwa majina naitwa Maureen. Mimi ni mmoja wa wanafunzi waliosomea Jewel Professional College. Nilikuwa nikisomea course ya IT and Graphic Design, na after nimemaliza kusoma niliweza kufanikiwa nikapata attachment katika Mwangaza TV, na after hiyo attachment niliweza kupata kazi, na sasa nafanya kazi katika Keheo TV, ndio editing and graphic design. Mlio nyumbani, ningependa kuambia kwamba Jewel ni mahali pa kujivunia. Nilikuja, nimesomeshwa vizuri, nimepata skills na sasa nafanya kazi. Pia wewe kuja ujiunge pamoja nasi, ufanye mass communication, journalism. Everything you want to learn is available in Jewel Professional College. Jewel College imenijenga. Karibuni Jewel.